Hey everybody, this is Coach Leanne Claire, and I'm going to be going over the 21-day fix eating plan with you. I'm going to go page by page. We're going to go through it together, so if you want to go grab yours, you can do that, or you can just follow along here. This is an online version that you can get off of your Beachbody On Demand site. The eating plan is here, right here for you, along with the program, if you have Beachbody On Demand. Beachbody On Demand is, I think it's like $2.99 a week, and it's charged to you quarterly, so every 3 months you're charged for it. You get everything that you've ever purchased off of teambeachbody.com, plus a lot of bonuses, over $3,100 of videos, and you get all the eating plans that go along with the videos as well. So let's get to it. 21-day fixed eating plan. So you'll have your containers nearby as well. Now there's labels for your containers, so it'll be easier to remember what is what. So you're closer than you think, and you get closer every day. So every single day that you put forth effort, every single time that you just make one step closer to your goals, you have to remember that you are getting closer to your goals. They're not going to be here tomorrow, but that consistency over time is really going to get you where you really, really want. If you ever need to refer back, just go to your table of contents and you'll be able to find specifically what you're looking for right here in the table of contents. So the introduction and the how it's done, you can really go ahead and read this on your own. The how it's done, really, you're going to use 7 color-coded containers and the Shakeology cup. And over the next 21 days, you're really going to be utilizing these for portion control. And the shaker cup is, obviously for your Shakeology. All the containers have they're color-coded in different colors to represent a different type or different category of food is a good way of putting it. So get started in 5 simple steps. So go through this right now. Get a piece of paper and a pen, and I'll do mine with you just so we have numbers to plug in here, and you can go along as well. Okay, so I'm going to grab, since it's taking me to do this. Cool beans, and I have a pen. So first you put your current weight in pounds. I'm 160. And I times it by 11. So I'm just going to get a calculator over here. I'm just using my phone. Calculator. So I have 160 times 11. That comes out to be equals 1760. So that's 1760. So my caloric baseline is 1760. Okay, then I'm going to take that, I'm going to add 400 calories, so a fixed calorie burn. So about every workout that you do, you're going to burn about 400 calories. So why they're adding this is so that your body is really getting the amount of food that it needs to sustain through a workout. So I'm going to add 400 plus 400 equals 2160. So the first one, the answer you get to A, that's your caloric baseline. That's pretty much how many calories your body needs to do nothing else extra. So that is just, if you were just to sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing physical, that's what your body would need to maintain its weight. You're going to add 400 calories because you're going to do physical exercise, and your body needs calories for energy to be able to go through a workout and perform the workout. And it's always good to replenish that. But now, since you're trying to lose weight, we are going to put your body in a calorie deficit. So it needs to become better at burning calories and allocating your calories to specific times of the day. So we're going to subtract 750 calories from that, your caloric needs. So you have your baseline, which is how much you need doing nothing. You're going to add 400 calories so that you can make it through the workouts, and you're giving your body what it really needs through the workouts. And then you're going to subtract 750 so that you can start to lose weight. So I'm at 1410. 1410 is my number, my calorie target. So make sure you have your calorie target written down because we will be using it in a minute. Okay. And just as a note, I don't think anybody falls here, but if your number is less than 1200, make sure you round it up to 1200. 1200 is a very, very baseline minimal amount that your body needs, no matter what size you are. And then if it's any more than 2300, you want to round down to 2300 calories. Okay, now we're on step 2. You want to find the calorie chart that corresponds with your calorie level. So let's go to that really quick. Get you there. This is where it starts to get a little, because you have to keep going back and forth. So this is the calorie chart. So like I said, I was at 1410. So I'm going to be in this first bracket right here. And if you're at another level, you want to pick that bracket. So what this pretty much means is you're going to have, so let's just use my bracket for instance. I'm going to have 3 greens a day. I'm going to have 2 purples a day, 4 reds a day, 2 yellows, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 2 teaspoons. What do all these mean? We'll get to that in a minute. Just make sure that you have your calorie target written down so that you know how many containers per day you get based on your calorie target. Okay, so let's go back up. We were at step 2. You found out what you're at. I was like the first column. And it's okay if it's not like exact. So for instance, my number 1410 wasn't exactly in here, but it's in the range, and that'll really, really get the job done. So step number 3, have a look at what the container food groups corresponding with each color. This is what I was talking about. What does each color mean? So let's go take a look. I know what they mean, but this is for you. Green containers. Your green containers are your vegetables. These are, this is my absolute favorite container, because even though you do have a number on there, the green container is one of the only containers that you can kind of have as much as you want without really counting. But in the beginning, definitely make sure that you are filling up that container, using all the way to the tip as much as you can fill it, and then that would be your container amount. Now, I do want to say this. If you are going to be having spinach, but say you cook the spinach, right? You want to measure it after it is cooked. However you're going to eat it is how you want to measure it. So if you're going to eat raw spinach, you can measure it raw. But if you're going to eat cooked, you have to make sure that you fill it up when it's cooked. All right, so definitely make sure that you are doing that. Let's go to the next one. Purple. Purple is fruits. Purple is fruits, and usually it is filled up all the way. However, there are certain fruits where, for instance, like your apricots, it's 4 small apricots. Or a kiwi, it's 2 kiwis. It'll kind of tell you, like a full peach, like you don't want to have to try to cut up the peach in order to eat it. You can just eat a large peach, for instance. And then the other ones, you just fill up the container. So also just to let you know, from the top to the bottom are that is the recommended order in which you should eat it. So raspberries are definitely up. All these berries, they're very, very good for fat burning. Watermelon's a wonderful fruit as well, and then cantaloupe. So this is an amazing order to also eat it in. So the more you can stay towards the top, the better off you will be. Your red containers are all of your different types of proteins. So the top is sardines. I'm never going to eat sardines. But this goes along the same lines as the fruit. You just fill up the container, or it tells you how much of it you'll need to eat. So for instance, eggs, you have 2 large eggs or 8 egg whites. It's really, really good to know for you, because the whites itself are about 17 or 18 calories, but then once you add the yolk, it bounces from 17 calories to about 70 or 80 calories. So big, big difference calorie-wise there, but everything is there for you. Okay, next one is a yellow container. That is your carbohydrates. So as I'm going through this, just kind of look and see, okay, I'm going to have this many vegetables, servings of vegetables, this many servings of grains, and these are your really, really healthy. I don't know if you've ever heard the word complex carb. A lot of these are complex carbs that you'll see in here compared to processed foods, and you'll see that too. So very unprocessed at the top, and the more you get down, you'll see processed stuff that's okay. You want to try to keep this to a minimal down here. So for instance, crackers are allowed. Just try to, I would recommend, this doesn't say it in the book anywhere, I would recommend Anywhere underneath pasta, I would keep it to about once a week that you would eat that stuff, and try to have stuff that's up here more. All right. Same thing as before though too. However you're going to eat it is how you want to measure it. So the couscous, for instance, or barley is a grain, wild rice, brown rice, those are all grains. You want to measure it after it's cooked, not before you cook, because you're not going to eat that raw. And then next is your blue container. Your blue container are healthy fats, such as avocados, almonds. This is where it gets a little tricky because you can't fill it up, the almonds. Healthy fats are very, very dense in calories too, so be very aware of how many nuts you're allotted when you use nuts instead of avocados or hummus or cheese. There is cheese. Same thing as before though. Try to stay away from any of this. Try to make it only about once a week. And your orange container. This one is cool. This one's seeds or any kind of dressings that you can have. So I have flax seeds, that's my biggest one. I used to have pumpkin seeds. Sesame seeds are great on top of vegetables after they're cooked. Don't try to avoid cooking with your seeds. Just throw them on as like a nice topping afterwards. And that would be a really, really great way to consume it. Throw it on top of a salad. I'm not a big olives fan, but olives are really, really good for you. So if you like olives, definitely put it in this area. And you get 10 olives, so it's a good amount. And then you have your teaspoons. Your teaspoons are definitely measure these out. And when you're cooking, it also counts. So say you use extra virgin olive oil to cook, you want to make sure that you mark it as that you used it as going towards your totals for the day. And then you have free foods, which are spices and garlic and hot sauce and different type of water. The water bar, which is just kind of flavored water. And this is pretty cool for you as well too. So say you like something like wine, right? Or you like coconut milk or almond milk and you wanted to use that instead of just water, you can do that, but you only want to do it 3 times a week. So 3 times a week you can replace one of your yellow container portions with a tasty beverage from the list below. So only 3 times a week, and you're going to replace one of your other yellows. So instead of having oatmeal, instead of having another grain, you're going to come in here and you're going to replace it with one of these. Okay? And then you can also have little treats. There are different types of recipes in the back of the book, and it gives you the replacements for them as well. So let's go back. So you looked at the containers, and what I like to do is I like to go through this and I'll pick out the things that I'll actually eat. So for instance, I don't really like cantaloupe, so I'm not going to go to the store and I'm not going to buy it. I usually pick the top 3 or 4 and I'll get that for the week only. I won't go to the store. Please, 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 especially if you're on a budget, don't go to the store and pick up one of each of these because it's going to go bad very quick because it's fresh fruit. So pick 2, 3, maybe even 4 different ones. Be very mindful of how many servings per week you're going to have so that you only buy enough that you need, that you know you're going to eat. So don't just go and mindlessly go buy stuff. I wasted a lot of money my first time because I did that. And I was just like, oh, I brought this book instead of bringing my own list that I made. And I instead just bought everything. I wasted a lot of money and all the fruit went bad before I could even eat it because I bought just way, way, way too much for the week. Plan on going grocery shopping about once a week and stick to it. Okay, let's go back up. Okay, cool. So we just looked at the container food groups corresponding with each color, and you can also put your stickers on now too if you have them. So green would be vegetables, red is protein, orange is not healthy fats. Orange is seeds and dressings. And then you're going to spread your containers across your day. So you really, really want to make sure that you are scheduling your food. Because what's going to happen, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't sit down and you don't plan out where your different containers are going to go for the day, you're going to end up getting to the end of the day and you didn't eat all the food you were supposed to. On this program, when you look at it from the beginning, it doesn't seem like a lot of food, but then when you go to actually do it, it is a lot of food. And you want to ensure that you are spreading your energy across. So try to have about 6 meals a day, eating every 2 to 3 hours. You can do meal, snack, or you can do small meal, small meal, small meal, small meal, small meal. It's all up to you. But I also have worked with people who just don't have the availability to eat that many times in the day. They can only eat 3 times in their day. And that's okay too. Just make sure that you're getting all of your containers in. And if you really, really can't, so say you find yourself really like stuffed all the time and you having trouble really getting all the containers and all the calories in, what you can do is just ensure that you're getting your greens. You can skip out on a yellow if you need to, but just ensure that you're getting your greens. Dun, dun, dun. And then after you have scheduled your meals, you want to make sure that you schedule your workout and when you're going to do it, and stick to your schedules. So for instance, I have a schedule that I work out first thing in the morning. I work out in a fasted state. So I don't have a meal before I work out, but I have a huge meal after I work out. I have a red, I have a green, I have a yellow, and I have my orange, and I have a purple. So all I do is I have a 2-egg spinach omelet. Actually, it's also a teaspoon because I put olive oil in there. So that is a red because it's 2 eggs. And then I have the spinach, so it's green. And then I have the olive oil, so I have the teaspoon there. And then I also make oatmeal, which is a yellow. I have a fruit of some sort, whether it's blueberries or banana that I put in the oatmeal, or whether I have half of a grapefruit on the side. That's one of my purples. And then I also put flaxseed inside of my oatmeal as well. So I get a nice big meal in the morning right after my workout. Right after your workout, especially if you work out in the morning, 45 minutes after your workout is within 45 minutes, it's a wonderful time for you to refuel your body with really, really dense nutrition. It's a great time to have your Shakeology as well if you wanted to. Then I like to have it midday to give me quite a little bit of an energy boost. But you can have it whenever you want. That's what works for me. Some people really, really enjoy it in the morning. So, but make sure that you schedule your workouts and you're scheduling your meals. Huge, huge, huge. This stuff you can kind of read on your own. These are just different ideas of your seasoning mixes that you can make on your own. Rule of thumb, when you go to the store, if you see something like Montreal steak seasoning, they have the rights to put anything they want in there. Anytime it says it's a seasoning or a type of mixture, be just very, very careful because they could throw sugar in there. They can throw extra sodium, salt in there. They could throw a lot of stuff in there. They can even throw chemicals in there if they wanted to. But the FDA saves you and helps you out because if it says oregano, it's just oregano. They cannot legally put anything else in there if the label says oregano or cumin or paprika. It's only those things. So making your own seasoning mixes is a big plus. Not necessary, but a big plus. If you're going to buy a seasoning mix, make sure there's no extra sugar or salt in them. And you can also do your beverages. We talked about that a little bit, how you can replace some of your yellow containers throughout the week, 3 of them, with a different type of beverage that you want. And then you also have your treats that you have in the back of the book that you can. And there's the hydration, the water bar. I highly recommend this because this is very interesting. When you add lemon to your water, for instance, lemon is very acidic, right? However, in the body, when it enters the body, it actually turns it very alkaline. And your body wants to be in the middle. It doesn't want to be too alkaline or too acidic. But when you work out, you create acid in the body. And right now, if you're right at the beginning of a workout, your body is going to be very, very acidic, which is unfortunate. But working out creates acid in the body, and you want to try to balance that out by creating a more alkaline environment in your body. So drinking lemon water can really, really help you with that. You don't want to overdo anything though. So you don't want to constantly have lemon in your water because that could make your body too alkaline. So just be careful. It's good to throw it in there every now and then and have a different flavored water. Also, just in addition to this, I know a lot of people who don't really like the taste of water, so this helps with that. And then there's also now the new Performance Line Hydrate that you can drink during your workout. It adds a nice little flavor kick to it. I absolutely love Hydrate. ask me about that if you're interested in that. There's the tea and the coffee bar, different things that you could have. This is fantastic. Just say no to these things. 1 to 2 cups a day if you do need to have a little something in your coffee. And then here's a few things that you can add to your coffee or tea anytime you want with no limitations. Okay, definitely say no to cream, half and half, non-dairy creamer, any kind of artificial sweeteners, this kind of stuff right here. This is the kind of stuff that's going to break down your body's processing systems. It's not just going to add fat to your body or anything like that. It can actually harm your body in the way that your body processes food. So try to stay as clean as possible with what you are consuming. And then you have there's a multivitamin called Activate that you could purchase as well. Jordan takes it. I don't. Shakeology I think is good enough for me. Sometimes I like to take it just for a little boost if I'm feeling down or if I feel like I've definitely missed out on some of my healthy eating. It gives me a little bit of extra. And so definitely make sure I like to go over these because it is really, really cool. A lot of people, there's a lot of different shakes out there on the market, and there really just is nothing comparable to Shakeology. I've looked and I've tried to find it, and I'm not here to bash any other competitor because, our competitors are just a lower price range and they just don't have as much to offer, which is fine. There's different tiers of different types of products. You get what you pay for. And Shakeology is a little bit more expensive, but it does only come down to $4 a day. So if you can spend $4 a day on something like a Starbucks coffee, something like Shakeology, which is $4 a day, that can really give and feed your body a heck of a lot more than a Starbucks coffee. I want you to investigate it. I want you to look at the ingredients that are on there. They're from all around the world. Over 70 different superfoods from around the world are in this little shake that you have every single day. I've been drinking it since April of 2013, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. And that's not because, I share it with other people or anything like that. It's simply the fact of what it does for my body. So 93% of people feel healthier since drinking Shakeology. This is a study done by 3,000 people. 81% of them felt it has helped them reduce their sugar cravings for junk food. I would say that is true in the beginning when I first started drinking it. And then after my body got a little used to it, I still would have cravings. And this is also another reason why I started having it in the middle of the day, because it did help me with my food cravings, my junk food cravings during the day after I had it in the morning. But it's only in my system for about 8 hours. So now I have it in the middle of the day, and it helps for my junk food cravings because I had a problem with late night eating. So I just moved my Shakeology a little further down into my day, and this helps me again. So 86% experience an increase in their energy levels. I absolutely find this true every single time. If I'm feeling like groggy or bleh, I'll have Shakeology and it's just like, yeah. So it's a lot better. And then 77% feel more alert and focused throughout their day. 97% feel Shakeology is a smart investment on their health. And that's exactly what it is. It is an investment. This is something you can't get. I don't know if you've ever seen the commercial, but you'd have to purchase over $400 worth of supplements and different types of whole foods in the grocery store in order to just match what's in one shake of Shakeology. So $400 versus $4. $400 versus $4. I'll take the $4. If I can get that type of energy and that type of health for my body, I'm going to do it. So I have done it, and I highly encourage you to if you haven't already. And so your calorie charts, again, here we go. This is wherever you are. And now I'm just kind of going containered food groups, portionology. Okay. And then this is the containers again. So like I said, go through. And then you have all of your recipes is all the back of the book. There are tons of recipes. And there's also there's now a Fix Eat book. So it's an actual recipe book. It's nice and big, and there's so many different, there's vegan, there's vegetarian, there's dinners, there's appetizers, there's desserts. Everything is covered in that Fix Eat book, and you have a lot here. You also have different Shakeology recipes. Also, to find more Shakeology recipes that are just for the flavor of Shakeology that you have, you can actually go to your teambeachbody.com account and you'll find it right there. Actually, let me show you right now, teambeachbody.com, and I'll show you right where you can find that. Shakeology recipes. So you can go right here, you sign in. I'm already signed in. I'm always signed in. And you can go right here to Shakeology recipes, and you can find them based on whatever flavor that you have. It looks like they don't have the cafe latte up yet, but they will soon. So I hope you guys found this really, really helpful. That's pretty much the end of the book. And here's some restaurant food too. I would encourage you to totally stay away from this for at least the first 3 weeks that you do the program. Once you start to eat like this normally as a part of like the way that you live, kind of like I do now, then this is okay. Like if you were to go and have a slice of pizza, just make sure you check it and you make sure you utilize the counting of containers. All right, guys, this is our CEO. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, Carl Deichler. Really, really awesome guy. He does every single program that's ever released and gives his feedback on it. So I hope you really, really enjoyed this and had an awesome time. And if you have any questions, just message me or text me, whatever kind of means is good for you and how you like to communicate. I hope you have an amazing, amazing day, and I'll see you later.